What is going on, cryptocurrency investors? My name is Landon. You're watching Crypto Review Central. We provide all of the cryptocurrency news and trending topics that matter to you. We're also giving away $50 in Bitcoin, so stay tuned to the end of the video for how you can enter. The markets remain bearish. Despite seeing green across the board, it's only a small smidgen, and it might be similar to what we saw just the other day, with a sharp retracement followed by a 10% gain seemingly across the board. AMB Crypto has released an article titled "A Deeper Investigation into Why Bitcoin, Ripple, Tron, and Other Cryptocurrencies Are Falling." It's an opinion piece that discusses the historic 20K Bitcoin price, with the rest of the market also seeing all-time highs. Technical analysts have been calling for a significant retracement since that all-time high back in December and January, where the overall market was in such an overbought position that an almost 80% retracement was pretty much expected. So it's shocking that people still act surprised, knowing how deep the overbought position was. No one quite expected it to be this deep, but a retracement was definitely expected. Bitcoin was $2,500 this time last year and is still up well over 100%. From 20,000 to 14,000, analysts and traders predicted a fall to 16,000. 14K is what they settled for as a pullback price scenario before Bitcoin resumed its upward trend. Then it broke 14K and went to 11,000 throughout the second half of January, being plagued with regulatory crackdowns from South Korea to India, where the possibility of countries outright banning cryptocurrencies was in play. Then there was all of the hacks and the Mt. Gox FUD that was spread about all of the sell-off that Mt. Gox had to do, and subsequent hacking of both Nano, Verge, and a number of other top assets. And then when most of the cryptocurrency investors had already exited the price of Bitcoin, the hardcore people were still hanging in there and had to deal with the CoinRail hack and other allegations of institutional crackdowns, along with the widespread advertising ban that Twitter, Facebook, and Google all announced during this period, and we've yet to fully recover. A cryptocurrency investor with a $5.2 million portfolio says that manipulations are part of not only the crypto world, it's there all around you. Getting one Bitcoin for 6K is a steal today, but there wasn't enough buying pressure. Are we waiting for a 4K scenario? There's no way in hell Bitcoin doesn't go up from here. In my opinion, the people who are currently selling it so cheap would be primarily merchants for goods and services. Smart guys are still in. I consider weak hands to be out. Unless Satoshi wakes up and sells his shit, this market isn't going anywhere, and we are in for a big rebound. Buying the dip is of course easier said than done, and a lot of people have indeed panic sold. There's tons of rumors of institutional investors being on the sidelines, and we have some news today from Square that indicates maybe they might be coming in. All of the mainnets, TRX and EOS, have successfully launched theirs, with others, including VeChain, scheduled for the end of June. It is hopefully going to be a period that somewhere in there we see a downward trend reversal and we resume a bull market, because cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology remains on the cutting edge of what consumers want, as well as what industry is going to have to join up with. Because once VeChain's partnership with Bright Food and other logistics companies has time to fully get worked out, it is hopefully going to be a scenario of companies having to join blockchain technology because they cannot beat the advantageous situation other companies that have opted into blockchain are achieving. Many are still considering 2018 to be the year with the most amount of progress in the blockchain space. Developmentally, this space is soaring ahead. There are more and more assets coming onto the market, and more development teams are working tirelessly to bring about the future of this space. Very recently, the SEC has come out and talked about Ethereum not being a security, and its reasoning has left a lot of the community to question, where does that leave XRP, Stellar, Tron, and IOTA among all of the other assets in the top 100 and outside of it? The jury is still out on which assets are securities and which are definitely not. It is known now that Bitcoin and Ethereum are not considered securities because of their sufficient decentralization. But what about XRP, as that is a big issue that's currently hanging over the heads of all the other assets that weren't listed by the SEC? Released just today, the SEC-approved crypto custody solutions is hoping to unlock billions of dollars in institutional money. There's still reports of impatient institutional investors waiting on the sidelines, investment banks, crypto exchanges, traditional custody players, and a ton more. According to Bloomberg, breaking the custody barrier that is in place under the Rule 206-4-2 in the US could hopefully unlock the floodgates and make US-based institutional investors feel comfortable in getting involved in cryptocurrencies. It is argued that they will only feel safe if they are dealing with SEC-registered entities that are able to offer qualified custodial services. It could pave the way for vast tracts of investors to expand into crypto, potentially reviving prices in markets that have tumbled in recent weeks. Regulated crypto custody would allow more institutional buyers, such as hedge funds and pensions, to invest in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a multitude of other assets. As for US-based crypto exchanges, Circle and Coinbase are in talks with the SEC in order to offer SEC-regulated trading platforms, but Coinbase is much further ahead since a company it acquired recently, Venovate Marketplace, already holds an alternative trading system license. Coinbase also has a custody service, but it still needs to convince the SEC that it meets all of the requirements of this custody rule. Coinbase is expecting to receive SEC's approval soon. There are other companies also, such as Square, that very recently got a regulatory green light to host cryptocurrency trading in New York. Regulators in the United States on Monday, June 18th, allow Square, which launched a crypto trading application through its payment app in late January, to trade cryptocurrency on the rapidly growing Cash app as one of the missing pieces of their puzzle. CNBC analysts said they had approval in most states, but New York was by far the biggest one where you could not trade Bitcoin. Square has been granted a virtual currency license, which gives the company access to accept expanding and well-regulated virtual currency markets. Jack Dorsey is the CEO of Square. He also runs Twitter, which surprisingly has a cryptocurrency ICO ad ban, but as I've said in the past, I think that's more of a consumer protection move because cryptocurrencies are still largely unknown and an emerging industry. This could boost already rapidly growing downloads of the Cash app and expand what users can do with the Cash app, bringing in much needed money to a downed market. And lastly, I did cover the other day a bunch of reasons why it's almost the perfect storm for a cryptocurrency bull run to happen in the next 90 days. With Binance opening European trading pairs, as well as Coinbase adding new assets, starting with Ethereum Classic and rumored and largely discussed to be potentially adding more before the year is done, Binance plans to announce a decentralized exchange this year and will have much less of a say over the coins listed on the platform. It will be called Binance Chain, and nearly anyone will have the freedom to list a coin. The CEO of Binance says more likely anybody can list any coin. That's the philosophy of the decentralized exchange. It's freedom of choice and freedom of investments. But with freedom, there will be people who are scammers. That's not something we can control. So again, the onus is on you as the average cryptocurrency investor to do your own research. Follow channels like ours and help us grow by smashing the like button and clicking the white bell notification. Comment something of value. Do you think the cryptocurrency bull run that has been talked about since January could happen in the next 3 or 4 months? And if you don't, I'd love to hear why. I've also outlined a bunch of other reasons why it could be a cryptocurrency perfect storm to experience a bull run, the likes of which we have never seen. Market conditions creating a perfect storm. Here's why. Check that video out if you've yet to do so. Thank you once again for watching Crypto Review Central. My name is Landon, and until next time.